Welcome, Eli Manning.
Eli,
let's go.
Thank you, Shawnee. Hello, everybody. Glad to be on. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, man. I know you're weathering this snow day right now, and the kids are ready to pound down the door. But we've got to talk a little bit about our G-men first, all right? Listen, I know last couple of years since you left, things have been a little difficult for Giants fans. You and I have kind of been like Giants therapists for all the fans. This year, things changed. So I just want to talk about our G-men right now. Joe Schoen, Brian Daboll, they're collecting all kinds of hardware and awards this offseason. But what did you feel like was a huge difference this year with Brian Daboll?
Well, I think for whatever reason, he just instilled a lot of confidence in the team, and they were able to win some of those fourth quarter games that they seemed to lose, every time, whether they were down a score or up, one score, they'd find a way to lose it. Where this year, if they were down in the fourth quarter, they were able to come back. They were able to hold on to some leads. They lost it for a little bit in the middle of the season, but they got it back towards the end and won some big games to clinch a playoff spot and to win a playoff game. So as we all know, these NFL games, so many of them come down to those last possessions of the fourth quarter. And can you play your best football in those moments? And the Giants were getting that this year.
Yeah, and it seemed like one of the keys for this staff was putting a trust in Daniel Jones and telling him, like, hey, we believe in you. And he was one of the keys to this turnaround for this team this year. And it looks like he might continue to do that. Eli, what do you like about his game that you're saying, you know what, keep Daniel Jones there. He's going to make himself better, and he's going to make this team better?
Well, I mean, I look at it this year, and I've seen Daniel firsthand. I talked to him, pretty frequently, and the guy is committed. He works his tail off. He'll do anything the coaches ask him to do. They want him to run 20 times in a game, he'll do it. They want him to throw it, he'll do it. He's done a good job of fixing some of the mistakes over the years and the turnovers. He's conscious of it. He works at it. He's a true professional in all those things. And so, I think this is a guy who's just going to continue to get better, continue to grow within this offense. You got to look at some of the, put down some of his playmakers, but a lot of these guys were kind of unknown guys at receivers, at tight end, and they were able to score points and be productive and get the most out of all those guys. But you add a few more playmakers around him, guys that can, truly win some of those one-on-one matchups on the outside. I think it'll make him better. It'll open up run games for hopefully Saquon, coming back, and it'll just make the whole offense even more productive.
Yeah, Daniel Jones has been really improved this past season, and hopefully he goes on to stay at the Giants and become a Giant legend. And I think if he's able to do so, Eli, I have to ask you, is part of being a great Giant that you get a quarter-zip sweater and he can now take a picture next to you and Sean, and now you have Daniel Jones? Do the Giants give out these quarter zips, or is this like you guys heading to like a nice department store to buy them yourself?
Yeah, once you play your 6th year, we give you the contact information of the guy, of the quarter zip guy. So you got to get to that 6th year. So usually, you got to kind of get to that second contract of some sort, and then you kind of are welcomed into the club. It's hard to get to, but it's definitely worth it. You get a pretty good rate on it, and so I think it's that's what we're hoping for. Saquon can get some also, and that's the game plan.
Yeah, you get a chain with it too with the 6th year. I think that's new meaning to vested veterans.
Yeah, I can envision Saquon in the quarter zip. Saquon, Chad Powers, Eli Manning, and Sean O'Hara. Yes. But let's talk a little bit of Super Bowls. Eli, you got 2 of them, and I want to know which one was more enjoyable. The one you got to win alongside your buddy Sean O'Hara, or the one where you beat somebody else sitting at the table, where Devin McCourty and that second one was on the other side and you were dicing them up to go on to your second Super Bowl.
Brother. Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I love, the brotherly love / shots fired. I'm used to that and appreciate that. I always say, hey, Super Bowls are like your kids. You don't have favorites, or at least you don't tell people that you have favorites. But both of them are special. I think the first one, just because it was such an unknown. You didn't know what the heck we were doing. We weren't even supposed to make the playoffs that year, and all of a sudden we're going against maybe a team that if they would have beat us would have go down as the greatest team maybe in the history of football. At least they'd have an arguing point to say that. They can't say that now. Tom Brady still hates me because of that, but that's all right. The second one, I feel like it was a little bit better, played game. We were a better team. We were better all throughout the season, strong on offense. And, that 2-minute drive was a little bit, I would say, we executed a little bit better. We didn't have to have any catches off helmets and kind of crazy plays. It was just a smoother execution right down the field.
Eli, we set you up with a good memory there before I hit you with a trivia question. I don't know if you know this, but one of the McCourty brothers got his first interception off of you. Do you know which brother it was?
Ooh, his first I threw so many of them. I can't remember everybody's first interception off of me. I feel like there's so many people that could say that. I'll go Jason.
He is correct.
Oh,
it was me. And I remember it because it was against a legend. So for me, getting an interception, and I'm a New York, New Jersey guy, and we're
lefty.
playing back here.
Oh,
yeah, this was the lefty push pass.
So, lefty that count.
That looked like a shot put. Was that even a throw? This looks like a fumble.
Sean, that's not how you guys drew it up.
No, what were you doing? A shocker. He's running for his life. That's also a recurring theme for you.
Yeah, who were you blocking there, Sean? What were you doing?
No good old lineman.
You heard of who were you blocking? Sean was searching for DBs to block. That's his key.
Yeah, right, exactly. Secondary. That was a great memory for Jason. Good job. Eli, let's talk the Combine. Everyone's descending on Indianapolis. I know your family does a ton of work with the young quarterbacks in the game at the Manning Passing Academy. And over the years, you've gotten to know a potential #1 pick in Alabama quarterback who also, unfortunately, sliced up Ole Miss a couple times. What do you think about Bryce Young and the games that you saw unfold for him in college and how it translates to the pros? I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think Bryce has got all the tools. He's very confident back there. Just, feels like he's got great control of the offense. Can make all the throws. Can move around in the pocket by time. He's not looking to run necessarily a lot, but just extending plays. And you see, a lot of the great quarterbacks, that's what they do. The Aaron Rodgers, the Mahomes, the Josh Allens, they extend plays, they move around, they kind of get guys open, especially in the red zone where they're moving around. That's how a lot of touchdowns and big plays are made in the NFL, kind of when you get off script. And so I think he has that ability, but he also knows his offense, gets the ball out on time, going through the right progressions. So I think this is a guy that there's a reason he's had so much success since his freshman year at Alabama. He works hard, stays very calm and cool under pressure, doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. I think he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
Eli, we appreciate you taking some time to hang out with us and chat with us, but we got to get down to brass tacks right now, all right? Listen, your second career has been even better than your first career right now. You're all over the place on TV, every single channel, every single platform. But I want to talk about one specific show. You've been raking in the hardware. You've kind of been able to come out of your shell a little bit, show a different side of yourself. I'm not talking about the Manning cast with Peyton. I'm talking about the Eli Manning Show, presented by Panini Prism. It's on the Giants YouTube channel. Season 2 already has 50 million views so far. You've got an excellent co-host with this show, and you recently did a show with superstar actor Michael B. Jordan. Nice. What happened in that show? What did you get to do?
Well, Michael B. said he would come on the show, and one of his first deals, he's like, I'll only come on if I get to dress up full Giants gear and go and run some routes on the field. And we're like, yeah, that's perfect. I was like, all right, we'll get Schoen down at center, get him back where he belongs, get this hand in the dirt, snapping, get my hands under center, no shotgun, we're going under center. And he wanted to recreate one of the plays, the great plays, maybe the Manningham, maybe the Tyree. He went with the OBJ. One-handed catch in the end zone. So the most impressive part about this whole deal, one take under center. We didn't fumble the snap, little play action. I told him to sell the out. Truly is an out and up. Odell did not sell the out very much. That's why he was somewhat covered, and it made it a little different, a more difficult catch than it had to be. But Michael, he sold the out, went down, timed up the jump with the mat, got 2 hands on it, caught it first time. We cut down the chute. That was it. Walk out, drop the mic, and left. So he was awesome. He was excited. Grew up a Giants fan. To go full gear, get his own jersey, be in the locker room, go run a few routes, and recreate the Odell catch in the end zone was special for him and made for a fun day.